All right, welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, I'm Katie.
I'm Steph.
This is Little Theo, and we are a married couple from Vancouver. If you've been following our channel for the past couple of years, this is a continuation of the saga of our property that we bought in 2022. So yeah, a little backstory. Let's start from the beginning.
The very beginning.
The very,
very
beginning
good place to
is
start.
a very good place to start. But in 2022, during the pandemic, well, I guess in 2021, during the pandemic, we sold a property that we had in Ontario. And then with that money, we bought a property here in BC on one of the Gulf Islands, which had been a dream of ours for a very long time.
Yeah. Ever since touring around the Gulf Islands, we thought this would be such a great place to have a little spot that we can kind of zip over from the city.
Yeah.
A lot easier, obviously, than going over to Ontario. So
yes, because we were splitting our time between Vancouver and Niagara Falls in Ontario. And the more time we spent in BC during the pandemic, well, the harder it got to go back and forth, but the more we loved the idea of having a second place here. So we were looking on Vancouver Island, on Sunshine Coast, on the Gulf Islands, basically anywhere that was like a short ferry ride away.
Yeah.
And it had been a dream of ours, of something that we wanted to do for a long time. And then it eventually happened in 2022, and you can go back and watch our videos of coming and looking at this property and somehow getting it.
Yeah.
It was a whole wild and crazy story.
Adventure.
Yeah. But anyways, somehow now, that was 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me that it's been this long.
Yeah.
And we haven't even been here in like a year almost.
Yeah. Well, we've been away a lot, and
Yeah.
so basically this is just land. There's nothing on it. There's a well, there's a power line.
Yeah.
But otherwise it is pretty wild and
Very wild and overgrown.
untamed.
Yes.
So there is a lot of work that would have to go in so we could stay here.
Yeah.
But the wheels have been turning, and
The wheels have definitely been turning.
I think our last video we kind of explored some ideas that we could potentially implement, and we're back here doing more of that.
Yes. Yeah. We've toyed with the idea of like an RV situation. Obviously, we've looked at building a home, which is the eventual goal, whether or not that's something we do soon or down the road. And then we've also looked at tiny houses, which is kind of the idea that we're toying with the most right now. But everything is just like such a major project, and there's just so much to do. And if you follow our channel, you'll know that we are traveling most of the year.
Yeah.
And we're not here very much, and it's a big commitment and a big project and a big thing to take on. So we came here again to come look at it and remind ourselves of the dream.
Yeah, and it is just as beautiful, maybe more.
I think it's more.
I don't know. Every time we come here, it's just wow.
Yeah.
And we explore other areas of the land that we haven't before. It's there's just so much, and there's so many cool things we could do. Obviously, those things cost money and take time and are big projects. Yeah. But it is really just about kind of prioritizing what those projects are and how to do them and when to get going and all the things.
What makes sense to do first and all of that, because the property is really cool, but it's like very steep, it's very rocky. It will be a lot it'll be a lot of work to kind of do something. Yeah. So anyways, we thought we would give you another little walk around and just kind of chat about what we're thinking and where we're at, because we want to document this whole process, knowing it will be a long process, so that one day we can look back on this and be like, remember when we didn't even know what to do? Yeah. And now we have this beautiful something.
It's going to be pretty amazing.
Hopefully.
We should rewind just a second here, because coming up to our property, because we haven't been here in a while, there was a lovely tree that had fallen, still attached, but had broken and fallen across our driveway, essentially.
That was how our visit started. We didn't know how to get in, otherwise we couldn't drive the car in. So she hoisted it over her head while I drove the car underneath.
Channeling my clean and jerk from the Olympics.
It was really good.
I thought so.
Yeah. And then we chopped it. So.
Yeah, we found an axe. Luckily, someone on the island was nice enough to lend us an axe. and I got to work, and it was very rewarding, I have to say.
Yeah, there would be a lot of that.
More chopping, more axe usage to come on this property for sure.
Yeah. So that was how the day began. And now we are, here and gonna just wander around a little bit and check things out. And I think that's it. So we'll walk you around. And if you have any ideas for us, leave them in the comments, because we are open to your suggestions. We are obviously trying to figure things out, and we have not made any big decisions yet.
Yeah. Or if you want to just give us a tiny house.
Or come build us a home.
If you have nothing to do and you got some wood and a hammer, come on by.
Yeah. Or if anyone just has, millions of dollars they would like to give us, that would also work.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go show you. Let's go show you this property. Theo, do you want to be the tour guide? All right, so we walked down. This is kind of the main build site of the property. It's an 1.5 acres total. This would be the perfect spot to put like a home eventually. But there are also other areas kind of up top that would be good for maybe a tiny house, or other kind of auxiliary buildings. We've talked about doing like little bunkie office. Like there are so many things we could do. This side is a side that's like very hilly. And then behind us, it is kind of flat where you could potentially just like level it completely and do like a tiny house. But this is what we would probably keep for the proper build site for later, where we would eventually put a house. And then there are also a couple little paths to different spots. I say paths, they're not actual paths. You have to like hike through the wilderness, but we could eventually make them paths and stairways down to the water, which is obviously amazing. So we are gonna hike down, I think, down to the water right now and just kind of sit on the rocks and have a little picnic.
Okay, so we hiked down, and it is fairly steep to get to the water. There are a couple different spots that you can kind of go to, and paths, like Katie said, that are steeper than others. But the nice thing about this property is that we do have water access, and we can get down all the way where it's like right at the water and really sunny. But then we also have the woodsy kind of shaded and like cooler areas up top. So it's really nice to have all of those different things on the property, and it just means, again, there's just so much we can do with it. We can have a little platform deck down here. There's a great spot to watch the sunset on the other side, and it's just so peaceful, and the sound of the water is so lovely, and it's just so nice.
All right, we are just in line now for the ferry, but hopefully that gave you an idea of, thank you. An idea of what the property looks like and just kind of where we're at.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, there's lots we could do. Lots we
Lots
will
we
do.
will do. It's all just a lot of big decisions to make. I don't know
where to start.
I know. I
Mhm.
have such mixed feelings coming here this time because I feel like the excitement is just turning into like overwhelm and just like, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna like make the time to take this on? But also I want it so badly and I know it'll be incredible.
Yeah.
But how do we work it like into our life? You know?
Yeah, I think we've got some planning and some mapping out to do
Yeah.
to figure all that out.
Yeah.
I think it's within reach, but definitely some plans need to be made.
Definitely some decisions need to be made. But it's so incredible. Every time we come here, it's just so incredible. I don't want to leave.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed. You can go back and watch. We have a playlist of all of our videos about the property, kind of the whole process and everything to get to where we are at now.
Yeah.
And we will continue to update as things happen, whenever that'll be. I don't know.
Yep. And I'll have to buy an axe.
Yes.
I think
a
I
lot
have
of
to
tools.
get my own axe.
Definitely your own axe, but like
Some
we're
other
gonna need
stuff
a lot
as
of
well,
tools.
yeah.
If you have any tool recommendations, leave them in the comments. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's it.
That's it.
All right.
See you soon.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.